Well, hi, Addicted to Blades. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I'm trying to learn this chat thing and trying to see. Well, hi, Addicted to Blades. Oopsie. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Trying to see if it works better if I run the phone and the laptop on the hotspot on my phone instead of the phone on my I have two different carriers, one for my phone and then one for the little wireless internet thingamajig. And I thought maybe there would be less lag if I did it this way, but it seems to be the same amount of lag. How are you doing today? Do you have any plans for today? For some reason, I just imagined you slicing up a turkey like you slice up bottles and jugs and things like that. Yeah, so that's my trouble. Thank you for letting me know that it's glitchy. Yeah, that's my trouble up here. My house is metal. Is the audio okay and it's just the picture, or are both glitchy? My house up here is sheet metal, siding and roof, and so that makes it not good for getting signals, strong signals in the house. Wife wouldn't let you slice up the turkey that way. I don't imagine, because, well, you'd end up maybe with shredded turkey, right? Troy Sutton, hi. Happy Thanksgiving, Troy Sutton. Just the picture is laggy. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to try to figure that out. I'm in the bedroom at my crafting table, and the modem thingy, the wireless modem, is in the living room. So last night I tried to bring the modem in here and have the laptop on the modem, and the cell phone is, on its own carrier, its own whatever company. That was way worse. I could hardly get my laptop to run on it. So I thought maybe if I did the hotspot, if I'm up here. Of course, it's Thanksgiving, though. Everybody's probably on their cell phone videos and Zooms and Facebook chats, right? So maybe that got part to do with it. Troy Sutton, do you have plans today? I am being as chill and low-key as possible. Leaving work yesterday, we got out half day. Leaving work yesterday, I told everybody Granny is going to sleep 4 days straight. I don't have to go back till Tuesday. So I think I said 5 days straight. Grandma's taking a nap. But I thought it would be a good time to try to practice doing lives, and trying to see how I can get this connection stronger. And there goes my phone. I hope that's loud in your ears when that makes the noise. Somebody's texting me apparently. So today I'm working on crocheting this little shawl. My plan is to crochet things and take them to the, after all the holidays, and still cold, gloomy, and, and try to items that the folks at the nursing home, well, my laptop lost its connection completely. I don't know if I'm still on the cell phone streaming or not. It looks like it the minute the seconds are still moving. So if you're still there, yeah, my plan is to make some things to donate to the local nursing home. We're in such a small area, and the economy is not good where I live. And so I thought it would be a good thing to maybe donate to folks at the nursing home. And so if I make a shawl small enough, then it won't get, like if it's somebody in a wheelchair, then it won't hopefully cause problems like getting caught in the wheelchair. So that's what I'm working on today. Oops. And the woman I talked to, she suggested bright colors. And so that's what I'm working on. Hi, Henry. Happy Thanksgiving. Your niece is coming to get you for dinner, and you haven't seen your nephew for 8 years. Troy, that's awesome. I hope it's a really good family reunion. Thank you, Addicted to Blades. I did a video about a friend of mine, a recent video. I think maybe it's the most recent video, where I worked before when I moved up here. My friend Jenny, my coworker Jenny, was close to retirement. She had it marked on the calendar. And she was always, we worked at a special education school together, same as I do up here. And she yeah, like the food, when we gathered food donations for, and right before retirement, she found out she had cancer and passed away. And so we had a crochet club there. We were teaching some of the students how to crochet. Jenny and I were, and some others. And Jenny had me crochet chemotherapy hats for donations. And we donated one box full before she passed away. And this whole thing, it talks about it in the video, but I wasn't able to bring myself to continue doing the chemo hats. I didn't have a lot of confidence that my chemo hats good, like, what people would want them. And it was just hard, after Jenny, I couldn't bring myself many. It. See? I'm sorry about the sound messing up too. This is definitely an experiment to see if I can get on here, learn to do lives and how to do them best from up here. Hi, Paul Goes Outdoors. I am not sure what to do about the connection because I know the connection is just bad up here. Maybe I had to go sit in the camper again. Can you guys hear me at all? Okay. Just a little bit lagging. See, even when I make cell phone calls up here to my son, if I pace through to either son, I have two sons. If I pace through the house, I can't. He can't hear me. It drops a little bit. And so I either have to sit still in certain spots of the house or go sit on the deck and talk. So I think I'm still going to have the same problem trying to do lives here. But anyway, so the nursing home donations is because I feel more confident making flat things, shawls, lap blankets. Good, Henry. I am glad you can see and hear fine. So that's makes probably that folks there would like and use, where I don't feel as confident or as like emotionally comfortable making the chemo hats right now. So that's what I'm doing. Same problem in Alabama, Paul, with a connection or your house. I think it's both the connection up here and because my house is all sheet metal on the outside. And so I never thought about that. I always wanted to live in a barn. And now here I'm living in what looks like a barn, but the connection is terrible. And there goes Willie barking, probably at vultures or squirrels. Sorry about that. And then Henry, I can't remember if you said what you're doing for Thanksgiving. You have a tin roof and you think that has something to do with it, Paul? Yes, I think that's my problem here too, is the steel, whatever kind of metal, the metal roofing and siding. I think that has a lot to do with it. People tell me to get a what's it called, a booster sinker, that help, but I don't know if that would help because I'm in a metal building. I had to go shush Willie. Oh, if you turn down the quality of my live, Henry, then that helps what you're seeing and hearing. There's so many jokes in there about me being low quality. I wonder if I did that, having folks over on Saturday watching football later. Oh yeah, I forgot today's a big football day too, on top of everything. Who's playing today? I have to look into that. So if I turn my quality down on my video before I go live, not my video, but on my settings, if it's possible, I wonder if that would help. It's way too cold and windy to just sit outside. I haven't followed football. Lived in Indiana, and that was a million years ago. I was a big Chicago Bears fan because we lived in northern Indiana. But then, or if you didn't have certain, I guess, cable, satellite, whatever, certain channels, I couldn't ever watch the games. And so that irked me, and I never became a Baltimore Ravens fan. So yeah, I just quit watching football. I refuse to pay for cable TV or satellite TV. Thank you guys for coming to visit me when I know, like, here I sit crocheting, which isn't the most fun for guys. Well, Paul, you have a good day. Have a good visit with your mom. I hope it's a really good visit. I know moms like to see their sons. So I hope you have a really good visit. Oh, she does crochet all the time? That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, tell her hello. She has no clue who I am. Tell her I said hello. I love when people crochet. At those classes at the school, I teach staff and students how to crochet, and so many of them, staff and students, they would just take off and their skills surpassed mine quickly, and they were doing way more intricate things than I can do. I never got beyond some of the basics with crochet. So I appreciate you guys here visiting. Yeah, DirecTV, it is costly. I agree. And last time I had cable, I hadn't had cable for years and years and years. And then when I lived down in the apartment in Baltimore County area, the guy came knocking at the door, and I agreed to get cable, and he promised, I didn't agree right away, but he was texting and messaging and stuff, and he promised that if I only wanted the lowest thing, so what, $70 or whatever, and the lowest package. And he promised in writing in those text messages that I signed up for that. I would not get any increases. It was not a sale that would increase. I wasn't locked into anything. It was all a lie. And then when they increased my bill, it like more than doubled at the end of the year. I called the company and complained. I said, I have it in writing that it would stay this cost, not increase, that it wasn't a sales promotion, blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh, well, that was our, what they call him, contractor. We're not obligated for what they say. Oh, I was so angry. So I refused. I'll hopefully never have cable again. Now I might change my mind, but I don't plan on giving them any of my money again. Exactly, Paul. That's what I do. I do streaming. I have Amazon Prime, and my TV, my smart TV has some watch TV live kind of things. Of course, they're reruns, but you know, I could watch cooking shows and Dateline and murder shows over and over and over. And then I pay for, oh, my cell phone, I get HBO Max for free. And then because of the company, I have my cell phone through, let's see, Amazon. There's one other one. Oh, Discovery. I have Discovery so I can watch things like Deadliest Catch and Homestead Rescue and that kind of thing. Those are my favorite kinds of shows. So yeah, I just watch a lot of reruns a lot of time. Well, so Henry, when I was talking about cable, that was that basic package for like $70 or whatever. That was years and years ago. 10 years ago? More than 10 years ago. So, yeah, any more reliable really than the cell services. You know, the people I always see on the local community Facebook that people are saying that the cable is out again or whatever. Classic TV. Yeah, I don't have Tubi. Um, a lot of times when I'm on Amazon or whatever looking at what's available and I click, oh, I want to watch that, it ends up being on Tubi, but I haven't I haven't subscribed to Tubi yet. Exactly. I would rather watch my friends on YouTube. That is way better entertainment and education and stuff. Watching you guys on YouTube than on anything Hollywood produces. Yeah, I would way rather watch YouTube. That's been like that for a long time. Watching homesteaders and gardeners on YouTube before I moved up here, and now watching all of you guys. So I get to see different areas of the country and everything people are doing. Henry used to have a antenna when it was analog. The digital signal here is weak. So in when I was still in Baltimore County, um, I had a you could get the antenna TV channels, and I got all the channels that showed like uh the westerns. Like I watched a lot of things like Bonanza and The Rifleman, whatever channel shows all that. And then I got some public TV stations. One of them showed a lot of cooking shows. So I was okay with antenna down there. Up here, I tried to do the same thing and I'm too far away. I think I only got two shows depending, or two channels depending on the weather up here. Oh, Henry, I forgot to I don't think I told you. I think you told me in the one video where we were doing ham radio, I think you left a comment with your dad's call, whatever, call numbers, name, ham radio name, whatever that is. I don't know. Um, my friend said he was going to look it up. I haven't asked him to see if he did look it up, but yeah, that was pretty interesting that you left that comment and that we talked about it. Gunsmoke. Yes, I loved Gunsmoke. That was one of them. Hi, brand new American. That's right, Henry. Your grandpa's number. Warren was going to look that up. Then I haven't asked him if he did look it up. He probably did. I just forget to ask. Hi, BNA. Do I remember that you said you're cooking a pie and something today? All I remember is saying, send me some pie. I can't remember. Hi, 1 million pumpkins. Either my, when I was watching your live, I don't know if your signal dropped or my signal dropped, but I could not get back in. Now, the thing up here, the connection up here is really bad. Thank you for coming to visit. Your turkeys, 1 million pumpkins, are awesome. Now, you said, I think you called them blue. So were the one kind blue slates and were the others bronze something? That one turkey, when it turned and it came past in the light, it was like the feathers were so iridescent and it looked like there were so many colors shining through. Someday I want to have turkeys here. Right now I can barely take care of the chickens, so, and the dogs and myself, so hopefully we can get things figured out a little bit so I have a little more energy because I really want turkeys. Everything is ready, huh? Brand new American rolls. Well, I told somebody to send me some pie, so I hope they do. Although I stopped at the grocery yesterday. I wasn't really going to stop. I hate crowds so bad, but we got off early enough. The grocery store wasn't too terrible yet. And I stopped by and I got a spiral ham and I got a large pumpkin pie. And I plan on just sitting down with a fork and eating that pumpkin pie all by myself. Oh, I love pumpkin pies. Is my picture still real glitchy or did it clear up a little bit? I can't tell because the up here on the phone, it's looked real clear. On the laptop picture, it looks like it's gotten a little better, but I can't tell for sure. Thank you, Paul. I'm surprised I haven't heard any guns going off, although maybe the wind is covering it. I think gun season for deer season guns, I think, started up here yesterday or today or something like that. But maybe there's not too many people in the woods because how windy it is. It's terrible windy up here. It's always windy up here some, but it's been really big gusts. My hope is to figure out how to do these lives and I want to learn how to do the Nightbot thing so everybody can put in a certain word, and then their channel link will pop up. I want to learn how to do that, and I want to learn how to do I don't know if you guys know Lazy Days Ahead, how to do the giveaways, like on the wheels that spin and do giveaways. And deer season up there is over on Sunday, rifle season. I feel like Pennsylvania, I thought one of my coworkers at school, he takes off every year for Pennsylvania hunting season. They have some kind of family hunting area in Pennsylvania. And I thought a couple weeks ago he went for that, but I thought West Virginia was opening this week or this weekend. Who knows? Maybe it's over already. I have not seen that, the white deer, that white young deer that was up here that I was seeing in the mornings. I have not seen that for a while. So I don't know if it went into hiding or someone got it right away. I know some people say shoot it, get it out of the gene pool. They don't like it in the gene pool. And other people say don't shoot it because albino, it's not technically albino. But those white deer are like, good luck, don't shoot it, that kind of thing. I haven't seen it up here for a while. Piebald, yes, that's it. Couldn't think of the word. I was thinking of tobino, but that's the color of a horse that's white and a different color. I couldn't remember the word piebald. Thank you. My words. Ugh. I know people who stutter don't want you to help with their words, but anytime you give me the words that I can't get, I appreciate it so much. Buck season opened Monday and is in for 2 weeks. Thank you, Crispy Critter. I was thinking somebody was saying it opened here this week. Yeah, and then went, but I lose track. Piebald deer running around on your land too, Paul. Yeah, I saw a couple years ago, I saw one. I was driving up the road and I just saw it briefly and I thought, oh man, I'm hallucinating or something. That can't be that. And then this one this year, I saw it. StreamYard. Is that how they do that giveaway thing? StreamYard? Have StreamYard to do those where it picks comment picks people names and stuff. Ugh. I don't want to learn more things. Not that kind of thing. Electronic fun for me. Okay, I'm going to say it wrong. Hi, Brian Lowe's Homestead. Lowe's? Is it Lowe's? Hi, thank you for stopping in. I didn't think anyone would stop in. I just thought I'd be here like myself and seeing if the video ran. Thank you guys for coming in. Two different ones. Two different piebald deers. Awesome. Well, depending on which side of the fence you are on that. I like seeing them. I know some people think they shouldn't be in the gene pool. I don't know. Deviled eggs, I know, right? Ugh. I love deviled eggs, but I'm way too lazy to make them. That, and when I get the eggs from the store, I can peel them, but when I try to hard boil and peel my chicken eggs, they're too fresh. I can't get them peeled right. Thanks, BNA. You made me hungry for deviled eggs. I heard that. DNA. I heard that. All the discussion last night on Mattis Factions Live about eggs and eating eggs and whether or not people could tolerate them or not tolerate them, and that he was going to contribute to global warming from eating too many eggs. That was hysterical. Ugh. Those guys are crazy on there. Oh, if you guys ever want to hang out around a bunch of nice people that are kind of weird, go visit Mattis Faction. Mattis Faction. Oh my gosh, they're a bunch of weirdos. They not like the kind of argue that gets on your nerves, but they debate everything. Like, is soup chuggable? Chuggable. Can you chug soup? Was the debate one time. Of course, then that gave me a craving for soup, so I made some and put it in a mug like I always do and drank it. Of course, it's chuggable. Silly guys. They're funny. Of course, I'm a lady, so I don't have that problem. I could eat all that deviled eggs and not pass any gas because I'm a lady. Your sister does quilts. Oh, does she do quilt BNA? I hate hanging out with people. I really do, because my words don't come out. My memory sucks. I can't remember what they say. I hate socializing with people. But then I find myself thinking, oh, I wish they lived close, because, all these YouTube people, because I would like them, I think. Your sister does quilts. Does she do them with the fancy machines, or does she do them by hand? My grandmother on my father's side did quilts. She did quilts with the Amish ladies, and they did quilts for the Mennonite relief auction. And so on the big whatever, frame, on the big frame, all these ladies would sit around there and hand quilt, right? I wanted to learn quilt so bad that I got like this pillow top. It was printed, and you were just supposed to quilt where the lines were. It was a deer. I still remember it was a deer scene, and then it had like a geometric frame around it, rectangular frame. I was so proud of myself. I was quilting the padding and then the bottom, and I took it to show my grandmother, who was the sweetest lady, and she looked at it and she said, "Oh, nice job." And then she turned it over where I had a tangled up nasty mess, and she said something like, "Oh, I'm not quite sure how you did that." I could not figure out. Quilting loom, I don't know if it's a quilting loom, because a loom, I always think of a loom as got all those strings on it, and you put through, and then it does like a wall. So when they just put the quilt in there to hold the front and the back and the thing together, I don't know what it's called. I felt like that was called just a frame, but whatever. So BNA, I would still love to learn to quilt little things by hand. I don't think that I want a sewing machine, because A, I don't have space. B, that's an investment and would just be another thing that I would have sitting around collecting dust. But I would like to learn quilts, pillow tops, and little things like that. Yes, 12-foot footprint. Yes, huge. Those frames are. And the sewing machines take up, those fancy quilting sewing machines take up a huge amount of space too. Oh, did you mean the sewing machine takes up a 12-foot footprint? Or the loom frame thing? Yes, the log cabin style, Henry. I love that kind of that pattern too. She's you're going for Thanksgiving and your sister's going to patch the knees of your work pants. I love it. The quilting machine thing takes up a 12. Well, my living room would barely be that big. I think the 12-foot square, that would barely fit in my living room if the wood stove wasn't in there. I don't know pocket. My grandmother made so many designs, especially when they did like those wedding quilts for the Amish. Those were nice. Paul remembers watching the ladies at church make some once, and it was on a big square wood frame. Yep. B&A, I'd like to see a picture of it. Of those machines, like they automatically, like if you want swirls or whatever, and it does that on its own, and it's got this long arm. But I guess it would have to be bigger than I remember if it was doing like an entire quilt, because the quilt would have to like lay somewhere, like on a table or something. That's crazy. Yeah, I would love to quilt. I would also like to be able to sew, but I gave up on that years ago. That's hysterical, B&A, about the, yeah, your brother-in-law can have a huge wood shop if she's got a huge quilting machine, and he can buy the pricey tools too, because I think those quilting machines are pricey. Wood shop, wood from um, Nelson Wood, and he does these on lathes, and they're supposed to be ergonomic and they help. I have a shorter one of his that ends about here, and I like that one a little better than this one, but it is very comfortable. But they're pricey. They're pricey, but I would love to be able to do this kind of thing. But then having the space and the machinery would be such an investment. There's so many things I could do. I would love to be able to polish rocks like they do on those belt polishers. I'd love to do woodwork. I'd love to quilt. Too many things to do and too little money and time and skill. It's hard to do some of those things when you're so clumsy. Yes, sewing is something I could not figure out. Or I didn't have the Willie, stop. I didn't have the motivation to be exacting enough. So things were crooked or puckered or. Yeah, RA. RA is something else, isn't it? It's hard to hold things. So we're trying to figure out what runs in my family. And my sisters had it bad for a long time, and they're calling it RA, although it's not that. It's not that. But, doctors, when they can't figure out what it is, they just say, oh, it doesn't show up in the test, but that's what it is. And so I'm starting to find out that I have abnormal genetics. So, yeah, we'll see. If I ever get to the specialist, we'll see what it is. But I have really bad problems. And so these bigger hooks are very helpful. But I still always want to use the metal crochet tip. Wool yarn is pricey. I lost track of what yarn. Henry, I thought you said yam can be costly. Yes, yarn can be very costly. The prices, this is acrylic yarn. This is mandala acrylic yarn, and it's pricey. I'm using acrylic yarn for these projects because they can go into the washer and dryer. So I figured, the folks I'm donating to aren't going to have their things going to cleaners or whatever. And so, but yeah, wool yarn is super pricey. And as all prices just go up, wool yarn is super pricey. I went to my first fiber festival 2 years ago and bought my first expensive fiber and hand spun and hand colored yarn. Very pricey. The yarn I'm using for these giveaway things is from the yarn hoard from when I moved. I believe I moved as much yarn as I did furniture or, any other single thing combined. So much yarn. So right now, these projects I'm working on are is yarn I already have, which is fortunate. Which is also why I wanted to make a bunch of things, kind of work through my yarn hoard. You've had RA since your 30s? Yeah. My sister's disabled, whatever we have. I'm not convinced hers is RA. But that's what they call it. But yeah, she's disabled from it. She falls down. I fall down a lot, but I can still get back up. Get up on her own. She doesn't drive really. Yeah, hers has been really super bad. So my test results came back and showed my blood test results for genetics came back in October. And it said I have abnormal genes. I talked about this in a video too, so I'm sorry if you already heard all this. Came back and said I have abnormal genes that could be this and it could be that. And those two things explain basically what my grandmother, my mother, my sister, my niece, and I have. And so now it's just waiting to get to the specialist to find out more about it. See, okay. So, Paul, it's not just RA, but all kinds of autoimmune stuff too. Same for my grandmother, my mother, my sister. We all think it's autoimmune. And all that stuff that goes along with all that. But for my sister, they're just calling it RA. Gonna be doing a few woodworking projects over the winter. Gonna make some strops. Oh yeah, you said that. So BNA, you said that in somebody else's chat that you were gonna woodwork, and then you said strops. And so the strop I got from, who'd I get it from? Lancelot Leather. It's just a piece of leather. One side is finer and the other side isn't, or whatever. But then when you said wood to make strops, is it the actual wood that people are going to run their knife over to strop it, or are you going to have leather attached to that wood? I couldn't quite understand that. Sounds interesting. Anything woodworking sounds interesting. I didn't quite know what you meant. Henry, you don't get sick as much since you got RA. Do you think that's because of the RA, or are you on medications for the RA that you think keeps you from getting sick as much? Wood with leather glued on. Awesome, BNA. I can't wait to see them. Y'all be good and have. Thank you for coming to visit. I appreciate you hanging, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Safe travels, and yeah, thank you so much for coming in. you were sick and you gave them up, Henry. So my sister, they're calling it seronegative or whatever. Her RA doesn't show up in her labs at all, but they insist that she has it. And they are giving her medications and infusions and what was the other thing called? Infusions. I can't remember. And every medicine they give her gives her huge, horrible side effects. And I think that's because she doesn't really have RA. I think she's got whatever is showing up in my gene tests, I think is what our family has. And yeah, every medicine they give her makes her very sick or gives her, like, the injections swell her up and, give her a horrible swollen red rash kind of thing. Ugh. Anyway, hopefully my doctors will figure it out. Her doctors certainly aren't figuring it out. I hope mine do. That way we can share the information. BNA, I can't wait to see those wooden strop things. That's going to be cool. I have lost my connection. Lost my connection. Hi, Neil. Hi, Neil. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you working or are you off? I feel like every single time I see you, you're just on a break from work. Thank you for stopping in. Three days off. Awesome, Neil. Awesome. I feel like you work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Got a lazy day here. I'm going to sit around and crochet and catch up on people's YouTube channels, take a lot of naps, maybe read. Well, guys, I think I'm going to sign off. I feel like I want to go get a snack or breakfast or something. I am doing good on my coffee. My cold coffee, I still got about half a quart left, so that's awesome. But I'm starting to feel like I need breakfast. I am so appreciative that you guys stopped by and spent time with me and gave me some feedback on my audio and video and all of that stuff. Oh, yuck, Neil. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours. So I hope you guys have a really good, sorry, oh goodness, time off and visits with families and whoever. I enjoyed you guys being here so much. I appreciate you guys. Sorry. that happening to my muscles and stuff happens to my throat sometimes. Yay. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. And like we said earlier, that, we like the company of YouTube folks and a lot of good folks up here. Is the truth. I enjoy visiting with you guys so much. So thank you. Stay safe. Have a great day. And through this vacation, I'll be practicing some more, trying to figure out how to get my audio better and my connection better. So take care. See ya.